businesses who manage to keep their doors open in the face of a government that's actively working against them. Ontario families and businesses have learned the hard way over the last 7 years that just because this Liberal government brings in legislation and calls it the Open for Business Bill or the Good Government Bill doesn't make it so. The Accountability Act will not make you accountable, and that's why the PC caucus will always stand up for Ontario's small business. Call a spade and vote against these hapless bills that do nothing to relieve the burden that this Liberal government continues to pile on them. Here are the real facts. Ontario's economy is shrinking, and it is expected to languish for the foreseeable future. Ontario's inflation rate is a full percentage point higher than the national average. Unemployment remains far above the national average. Welfare rolls are up. Hydro rates are up. If the minister thinks she's done such a great job, then she can explain why what should be up is down, and what should be down is up, way up. In March of 2009, the former Minister of Economic Development and Trade announced a 25% reduction in Ontario regulations within 2 years. That deadline is coming in just 5 months. Yet more than a year and a half later, this Liberal government doesn't even know how many regulations we have in Ontario, let alone create and execute a plan to eliminate a quarter of them. And yet the BC government has managed to cut its red tape by more than 42% since 2001. The same government, I might add, that brought in the HST, as did we in July, but has a CPI well under the national average. So 42% cut in red tape, an elimination of 151,000 regulations that bogged down businesses and stripped them of their productivity. A recent CFIB survey found that 26% of new business owners would not have set up operation in Ontario if they had known beforehand the red tape burden they would face here. Which begs the question, how many business owners never bothered to even shop in Ontario once they learned how this Liberal government would bog their efforts down with red tape and take away any competitive advantage they might have? The minister should pay close attention to my remarks because yesterday's municipal results sent a clear message across this province of change. After 7 years, it's clear this Liberal government cannot change its stripes when those very stripes are made up of the thousands of miles of red tape that are killing Ontario small business. The only change that's going to bring relief to these hard-working small business owners is a change in government in October 2011.
Responses, the member from Parkdale High Park.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I'm going to be responding to the